In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper. Austin police say a baby found in a dumpster in North Austin over the weekend is still in the hospital, but doing better. Investigators have not filed any charges so far. Adam Bennett shows us what state officials say happens next and how one woman is trying to make safely surrendering a baby easier in Texas.
If the concrete was hot, I can only imagine what that metal container trash can was like.
One reason Lurcy Frausto calls it a miracle the newborn baby found inside this dumpster on Saturday survived.
Throwing the baby in the trash is just insane.
Especially, police say, with Texas' safe haven or baby Moses law.
That exists to avoid this very thing, so that people don't get desperate and think that their only option is to, discard the child.
And if you have a newborn you're unable to care for, you can bring your baby to a safe place like this one, no questions asked. Hospitals, fire stations, EMS stations, and freestanding emergency centers are all designated safe spaces. The baby must be 60 days old or younger and unharmed. If you leave an unharmed infant at a safe haven location, you won't be prosecuted for abandonment or neglect. Misty Enos is with Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
Then we ensure the child's safety and we proceed forward with ensuring that they are placed in a safe and loving environment.
DFPS officials say 11 babies have been surrendered statewide so far this year, but none in the Austin region.
But the problem is there's still abandoned babies, even with a law that's been around for 25 years.
Monica Kelsey created Safe Haven baby boxes to make surrender safe and anonymous.
I was abandoned as an infant, and so, now I save abandoned children.
The boxes, installed on outside walls at fire stations and hospitals, lock and alert authorities once an infant is inside. Other Texas cities have them, though Austin is not one of them yet.
The state of Texas last year had 33 abandonments.
A number she and others are working to bring to zero. Adam Bennett, KVUE News.
A pedestrian died after a hit and run in North Austin. Austin police say a driver hit a pedestrian on North Lamar early Monday morning. Police haven't released the victim's name, but they say the driver involved in that crash did leave the scene. Power is back on at 3 apartment complexes after a vehicle struck a utility pole and sparked a fire. Austin firefighters responded to the Amley Lakeline apartments after the crash, and AFD says they believe the flames didn't spread beyond the SUV. Several social media posts from people say their complexes lost power for a while after this happened. We're learning more about the DWI arrest of the Lee County Sheriff from over the weekend. Sheriff Garrett Durenberg was arrested and booked into jail early Sunday morning and released about an hour later. Malia Masamoto has more on the arrest and reaction from neighbors.
We wake up in the morning and look on Facebook and scroll through and seen it, and I was just like, oh no.
A bombshell for longtime resident Cameron Abschneider in Lee County. His own sheriff, Garrett Durenberger, was arrested early Sunday morning, suspected of driving while intoxicated.
And it just, like I said, it's immediately was sad about it.
According to arrest documents, he was stopped by a Giddings police officer, then Texas DPS troopers responded. The trooper said he noticed an alcohol odor and asked the sheriff how many drinks he had. Durenberger replied with 4 beers. The trooper said the sheriff refused field sobriety tests and they got a warrant to get a blood test before he was booked into the Lee County Jail.
And the consensus from a lot of neighbors I spoke with, it's the talk of the town, many of them shocked to hear this happened.
We know him all his life, yeah. Didn't think he would do something like that, yeah. And because he's just such a wonderful sheriff.
Durenberger was sworn into the position a little over 2 years ago.
I do know him well. I'm around him time to time. We see him at church, and he's a great Christian man.
Neighbors say they appreciated what he's been able to accomplish while he's been in the role.
He's a young man, but he's came out strong, and I think, trying to dig deep roots into this town and see what might have been pushed to the side and not taken care of, and I believe he's done some great things.
There's no word yet on if he will keep his position, but in a statement from the sheriff's office signed by Durenberger himself, he said they'll remain fully operational. Though neighbors are sad to hear it, they say they accept whatever happens next.
It's life, and you have to live with the consequences of what you do when you're out on the highway, no matter if you're the law or you're not the law.
In Lee County, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.
On Monday, Governor Greg Abbott signed Texas' controversial bathroom bill into law. It's been years in the making and faces strong opposition from civil rights groups.
This is just common sense.
The law requires people to use bathrooms in government buildings and public schools that match their biological sex. It also affects how inmates are housed in prisons and limits family violence shelters to serving only biological women. The ACLU calls it unconstitutional and says it could lead to harassment of transgender people in public spaces. Penalties range from $5,000 to $25,000 for first violations and up to $125,000 for repeat offenses. The law takes effect December 4th, but civil rights groups are expected to challenge it in court. And there's a new challenge to Senate Bill 10. That's the new law requiring the 10 Commandments to be posted in public school classrooms. The ACLU of Texas announced a group of families filed a federal lawsuit against 14 different school districts, including Georgetown ISD. The goal is to stop districts from displaying the 10 Commandments on classroom walls. It's also a response to a ruling over Senate Bill 10 involving 11 other school districts, including Austin and Lake Travis ISDs. The judge in that case ruled that SB 10 violated the First Amendment and that those districts didn't have to follow the new law. Following that ruling, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton told districts that were not part of the lawsuit they had to comply with the law. And those are the headlines happening in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.